Hello everybody, I'm back with another video for you today, and I want to step back into the wild card zone. I do want to play a bit of this leader, and I figure it's a pretty good time to do that. There's a fair few kind of big units that can get smacked down around. Monsters is a bit more popular than it was last patch as well, which wildcard definitely enjoys playing against. And, you know, after the nerfs to Hidden Cache, I think wildcard is pretty similar in power level to Blood Money, to Jackpot, which is quite nice to see. You know, all the Syndicate leaders are pretty equivalent, really. You know, not all of them, but the ones that all kind of get a reasonable amount of points, the Wildcard, the Jackpot, and the Blood Money. And even off the books and Congregate, to be honest, they're all kind of similar in power level. Anyhow, yeah, I want to play this deck. It's nothing too crazy on the kind of Syndicate formula, but just a solid list, and I figured it would be a good one to experiment a bit with. I really enjoyed Wildcard before, when you know, before Blood Money actually took over as the prime Syndicate deck. That was a while ago actually, but I did really enjoy Wildcard, lining up the kind of gold values, you know, the money values for Syndicate, getting the Redanian out, getting that tribute for the Graden, and lining everything up so that it just fit perfectly. With the Soul as well to get big coin generation and MK, etc. There was some really nice feeling gameplay with Wildcard before, and I'd like to kind of dip my toes into that again, as it were. So yeah, with that being said, let's jump into some games and see how this deck plays. Alright, we're going to be up against Overwhelming Hunger. I was just talking about how it can be quite good against monsters, this deck, so not too unhappy to see an Overwhelming Hunger player, that's for sure. We will need to put a reasonable amount of importance on round 1, just because I'm a bit scared of running into sort of big shenanigans with, you know, with Plague Maiden and Rats and Yennefer and that sort of thing, so winning round 1 will be important. I think we'll mulligan Slander, that's just good later on. I do play 2 of, because it can be okay with Yord occasionally, or with Assault, which I have 1 copy of in this deck as well. But yeah, honestly this hand's not too bad for pushing. I'm quite okay with it. Quite like having the triple poison. We could consider mulliganing 1 or even Kalkstein here, but I think what we've got is pretty okay. Let's go ahead and get a very early MK down that can punish him if he doesn't have any sort of removal. You know, no Drowner, no Parasite. It would be really good to see him not having that, getting 2 points per turn here. Would be very cool. Looks like he does though. That's a bit annoying, but what can you do, right? I think I'm probably happy to go with Kalkstein because he's not going to be too useful later. We can just use him as a way to gain some coin value here in this round 1 after the MK did die. And we have Fistex, which can be really good for doing the same, but we've kind of got to you know, wait until there's a good target for those, don't we? Let's go ahead and play a Sea Jackal now. I'm not expecting damage from him really. I guess he could have an adder, but I'm gonna kind of roll the dice on that one a little bit. Okay, actually gonna be Maruna coming down, alright. So that's not the end of the world for us. It probably means he's not going to be running the Plague Maiden shenanigans if he is going for, you know, a play like that. So we're probably quite comfortable just playing a Fistech here, getting some coins and taking a pass. I said I didn't really want to, you know, lose round 1 because of that round 2 scary push potential, but I think it's less likely to be coming out now since we've seen definitely a fair few cards that indicate he's not running Plague Maiden. Could be mistaken about that, but you know, that's what it is. I suppose we can play 1 more card here.
Same time next week.
I mean, it's a bit expensive if he passes, I suppose. Probably have to play Soul or something like that. Maybe Soul is not even enough actually. So I guess the way to do it here is just kill the Ekamara with the Fistech. Nah, he probably won't pass. I think we can win with Bank anyway if he does. Let's not be too scared here, you know. He still has tactical advantage and a bunch of uneaten units, so he's probably not going to pass. Would be a decent pass for him, but we're not even very sad if he does. Gonna have to roll the bank out, I guess, and look for something like a Philippa. But you know, he can't really expect us not to have 11 points here with 9 in the bank. It's very likely. I mean, Philippa, you know, Street Urchin, Sea Jackal might get there as well. Will cost us a lot of our carryover, if not all of it, but we'll see. Kind of wouldn't expect him to pass here. Right, just going to be an Egon. I think I'm going to pass now, get out of here. I'm a little bit scared of that push potential, but it kind of has to be exactly a, you know, Yennefer, Plague Maiden sort of thing coming down, otherwise I think we're quite in fine shape. And as I said, not too likely, I think, from the cards I've seen here, that he has that. Alright, Pickpocket's nice to get up to a good amount of coins. I think I'll get rid of the poison, even though it could be quite useful. Street Urchins is pretty okay, but we can take the round with Pickpocket if we need to, so I think we'll get rid of it for now. We already have a spender. And I don't play Passiflora in this deck, so the Blind Eye tag is not worth anything extra. And here we go. Just going to be the lava for now. I would quite like to just get my Uold down, to be honest. And at least spend twice here. I don't want to overprofit is the thinking. We might have an answer to this, which would be annoying, but we can always go for bank into, you know, another spender. And this will get me ahead, so feels pretty good. And then I can go with Pickpocket to get me to 9. Is he actually going to kill the Uold? Okay, he is. Yeah, not too bad for me at all. We might even not have to spend our coins. I will go up to 9. We might overprofit with bank if I do that. That's the one, you know, definitive downside. But you know, it's probably okay. I guess we can play defender first, maybe. Just to defend Saul, because I maybe want to go with him after I play Pickpocket, right? Keep him protected. Can maybe just go Madame Louisa into Savola as well, if we need points this round. I'm not particularly scared of this deck. He's used quite a lot of the Overwhelming Hunger value already. It should be quite okay. And as I said, you know, it's probably a matchup that's pretty decent as well. Gonna find some Graden value. I mean, he did already play Egon, but you know, it's kind of besides the point. So he already played Parasite, which is meaning Savola, Louisa probably working. So I think my least valuable card here is actually Morale, weirdly enough.
Travel, I mean.
I'll just play that. And again, 9 coins for the round 3, carrying over 4. Pretty good stuff. Definitely in quite a comfortable position here, I think. Probably going to mulligan away Slander still. But okay, this hand's really nice. Fizz Tech, no thanks. Double Street Urchin is not even that bad. Obviously we'd rather have a Philippa or a Hammond probably, but not the end of the world. We can definitely play an earlier spender and not mind if it dies, which is quite nice actually. We'll probably actually start with that, I think. That being said, just getting Louisa down could also be good. Yeah, I think I'll start with Spender. It seems like the safest play probably here. And then we can go Louisa. Savola plays around Predatory Dive, which he might randomly be playing, I suppose. That's going to be the one way for him to deal with Louisa, probably. Failing a lock or a heat wave or something like that. And I do want to get Saul down kind of early as well, so I guess I'll do that next actually. Because he doesn't have Parasite left, so this is quite hard for him to kill. I think this line of play gets me the most Savola, or rather Saul value. And Saul's going to be really good here, I think. We'll see how much Graden and wildcard value we get, but definitely not a bad one. You can also always take Assault if you need that. You know, maybe once you have 2 Salamander units with Savola. And then it's just an 11-point leader, so you know, wildcard is definitely a scary thing for opponents to deal with. Just a lot of points attached to it.
You can't surprise me, so don't bother trying.
Really, like, you know, when he's used with Graden, it's obviously very, very good, but even with the other bronze cards, it's, or you know, if you get a bank wildcard into bank is very powerful. Just a lot of options there. So we do lose out on our soul, which is a bit of a shame, but
I want to see corpses. Corpses.
not going to lose any sleep over that. He played a 4-point card in order to kill him, so not really the end of the world. We should be winning by miles here, I think. Obviously the opponent's deck is not super competitive, but you know, that's what these kind of optimized but not top tier decks like Wildcard are going to do. They're going to shut down all of those less optimized decks from the opponent without too much effort. So we'll just spend some coins, I guess, play another Street Urchin, why not?
One, go!
And yeah, probably bank into Philippa is looking like the idea. We'll see though. He's not really a good target for that just yet. Ah yeah, there's the Graden value. So we won't take the tribute, but obviously nuking a 14-point unit does feel pretty good. I guess we can do that now to make our chance of finding something good with bank a little bit better. So we'll go down to 4 coins. We can play the Slander. And in fact we should, you know, spend another coin because we'll get one from the Osro here. Don't forget that our Louisa also gets buffed. Withhold tribute. Of course, we don't want to boost our Graden by 1 for 5 points. For 5 coins. It would not be worth it at all. It's going to be very hard pressed to make the amount of points we have here now. But he does have this, you know, finisher. Yeah, I mean, not really going to cut it, is it? Not going to cut the mustard, as they say. Alright, not too bad for a first game. Definitely have some points, definitely have that removal option with the leader. Very nice for those tool units. Let's jump into another one and see if we can win again. Okay, and now we're going to be up against a bit of pincer maneuver. Again, not a super competitive leader, but might actually pose some problems for us. We'll see. So again, Slander can be mulliganed. Quite easy mulligans in this deck compared to other Syndicate decks. Street Urchins as well. We already have another copy of that. We'll see if we go with the MK here. Depends really what his first play is. If he goes with a Mauler or a Carabalista, we can probably Fist Tech. Maybe Radovid's Royal Guard will go with just the Street Urchins or something. Definitely a big fan of Fist Tech and MK round 1 to help build up those coins, get the boat out. Can be really nice. Okay, Mantlet. In that case I think I'll just start with the MK. Because that means he's probably not going to have an immediate answer to her, so she'll get at least her 9 value. He could have Boiling Oil, but
What do you say? Date night at the butcher's
that's the
yard?
risk we have to take here to get the nice value. We could, you know, think about putting a shield on her, maybe, after we get some coins, but gonna lose quite a lot of points in that case, I think. Probably not worth it. We'll just suck it up and say, okay, you have the Boiling Oil. Not the end of the world. So now I guess we can just do what we did last game, go with Kalkstein.
Sorry, I got a bit
Not going to be very
carried away.
useful in this matchup, most likely. I mean, he might have Defender, but if that's going to be in a Northern Realms deck, it will be in a Pincer deck rather than anything else. But, you know, I'm not too scared of that. Can always Graden it if we need to, the Defender. Graden really gives you a lot of kind of options in terms of just dealing with any threat. You just pick a card. Yeah, not gonna worry about that anymore. Quite a nice ability, utility. Alright, and I guess we can now go with Fist Tech onto this. Not super concerned about winning the round, although it's always nice, isn't it? Against this kind of deck, we might need to, you know, might need to put some importance on that, just because he can definitely have a bit of a scary, you know, long round with a lot of engines. Might be playing Siege as well if he's got machines like this. For now, he's definitely quite disguised in what he's playing. I guess Siege is what we can probably make a read on at this point.
Nose, mouth.
We're reluctant to, you know, be sure of that. I think we can use the Purify here, because it'll make our Street Urchin play next quite a bit less awkward. We won't have to go with Sea Jackal first to avoid over profiting. Let's take that Purify here and now. We'll see. We'll probably be in a pretty reasonable position here. Carry over and the like. A lot of machines coming out, so really got to wonder if there's going to be a siege later on. We can always just play into front row and mitigate the value from that a bit. I don't have Bomb Heaver in this version, so that's a card you could definitely think about running yourself if you do pick up the deck, or you know, can be quite good in general, right? Caraburst. Kind of wondering how much effort I should put into this round. I'm a bit scared of Fallible onto Defender later, so I think I will actually play it now. To stay in the round, to protect my Street Urchin. To push a little bit further, because I would like to win the round if I'm able to. Take it quite cleanly with just a Sea Jackal low commitment. If he does, you know, does take the pass. We'll see then. I'm not too happy with how little he's committed, just a bunch of bronzes, albeit they're 5 provisions. But, you know. Even so, it's very much looking like a siege deck. I mean, I'm a bit cautious of just pushing in here. I guess I could play Louisa and look for Savala and try to bully. I think if I go for that line of play, he's just going to take a pretty easy and effortless pass. So I think if I am going to push more, it's probably going to have to be with Sea Jackal here and then into the bank. And try to do it with the least commitment possible. It's a good thing that he killed the boat, because that can come out again for free, which is nice. That bombardment definitely didn't land very well for him. And okay, we're actually going to get the pass as a result. So let's spend before using bank, of course. I know you probably just want to take whatever's least, you know, expensive here. I guess it's probably going to be just a Fist Tech, right? Uold is pretty useful. Hammond is also a decent card. I don't really want to get that out. The poisons are going to be weak, so I think I will just lose a bit of carryover here in order to, you know, get rid of that weaker card. Yeah, not too bad. We did manage to get the round. We didn't really use too much. Defender is not even very good against Northern Realms. We did use some gold power, but I think it's okay considering we now have control over the game and can decide where to go from here. I think I'll get rid of Street Urchins. I really want to find my Louisa Savala combo if possible. But you can use Louisa with Graden as well. It's not too shabby. The question is whether we mulligan Hammond or not, because he's also quite a good card here. How many coins am I going to have? Only 3, so we can just go for an immediate pickpocket, I think. I'm going to keep it. Doesn't look too bad. And yeah, I think we do want to do some kind of push. If we can gain, you know, if we can get the scenario from them, it's going to feel pretty nice, I think. So, while this is pretty low tempo, I've got the Philippa to kind of burst ahead if we need that. It's a bit of an awkward hand though, for sure, for like pushing very deep here. So I'll probably just play the Philippa and then call it a day, I think. Get out of the round.
Power, the object of dark desire.
It's a pretty decent steal, not anything too spectacular, but I think we do want to shorten this round 3 because otherwise the machines, the bombardment, can be quite scary really. I could consider some kind of all-in here, I suppose. It's just not going to be very good because I'm going to waste coins. So probably better to save that stuff for round 3. We'll see. We could commit the Graden maybe. He is actually giving me a unit to play here, which is quite nice of him. So presumably the siege will probably come down next. Now I'm fine with that. If he wants to use leader to kind of activate that, totally okay. And I'll just take a bit more carryover, I think, before that siege comes down. If he doesn't want to pincer maneuver with it, that's also okay. We can, you know, in that case, just get the siege and then get out of here. Now I am a little bit vulnerable to maybe a fallible, you know, quite a big play possibly. It's a bit annoying I didn't draw into a spender because that could have given me a bit more room to push. But you know, this guy's got to be worried about his siege value if he doesn't get it down reasonably soon. We could have honestly probably played Hammond there. That might have been a bit safer than the Trafficker play, but I kind of go for the greedy option in this case. Kind of assume he probably will play siege if he went with the matter there first. Alright, so he is going to play it. He's going to hold on to his leader, so I think I'll just take the pass now. Not interested in playing into siege. We got a pretty good trade here, I think, all things considered. Developed a little bit more carryover. One for next round. Managed to split up his machines, his siege, his bombardment. That's really good for us, I think. Probably going into a long round against that would be a bit difficult to win. And our hand is looking pretty damn solid right now. We'd love to see... Yeah, Saul is really good. Slander, not so much. I'll get rid of that. Assault is also a bit on the weak side, so I'd rather have kind of one of my key cards here. Morale's okay. I don't mind it so much. Would have been nice to see Savola, but I really cannot complain too much. So I think we can probably go with an immediate Hammond to deny that value. Kind of don't want to play my Saul just straight into the battering ram. It will probably die.
Put him in chains. He's a keeper.
I can move that. We might be able to go with a kind of a greedy leader plus Saul here to get him rolling ASAP. I'm a bit worried about losing the Graden value, so we'll see. Maybe we don't do that. But you know, we don't have a great way to get coins other than my leader here. Alright, he's just going to bleed my Hammond. It's not a bad play, not a bad play. Alright. Maybe let's just get down the Louisa. I don't know. Or we could get down Saul. Saul's kind of fine to play here, I guess. And just not actually use the wildcard ability.
And me alone.
Could also just do it. Just gonna make him boost by an extra 1. You've got to ask, is that even worth it? I think here probably, you know, it's a little bit questionable, isn't it? I think we'll just accept that our Saul isn't going to be that many points in this round. It'll be an okay card, but not anything too spectacular. Just because my hand is a little bit weird, a little bit awkward. Because I want to get that free tribute from Graden, Louisa. If I didn't have to care about that, then I could do an earlier Graden play possibly. Oh, that is quite interesting. That is quite interesting. It's very strange. I really have no idea what that means he's playing. Maybe a Regis? Maybe, would be my guess, but... I guess we can Louisa now, just to get that tribute and we'll, you know, work out whether we even need to worry about that. I guess I could also have even played the wildcard ability there to get a boost on Louisa and make her harder to kill. I don't think it's needed. Definitely a bit of a weird one, my Saul not getting buffed. I think I will be able to pull the boat out. Probably want to get my Sea Jackal down before playing Graden. Okay, we've got some big playing coming here. He's going to play so many cards in one turn, oh boy. Okay, pretty big bombardment coming down. I'm not sure the Louisa will survive here actually. Likewise with Saul. It's a bit scary, truth be told. Alright, so far so good. Kind of. So far, not too bad. Let's see if he finishes off Saul or not. Can probably go with morale onto this. Yeah, okay, he kills the Saul. So now we don't even really need to worry about. So I mean, the one thing to consider is we can get boat out. But I honestly don't think I can in this game, no matter what I do really. It's going to be awkward. I think I need to morale now.
Itchy feet. My reason to travel, I mean.
Onto the siege tower, just in case he purifies. It won't be so bad for us if he does, because it has vitality on there. Don't think it's very likely my morale will die at this point. Alright, I think we're going to clean this one up. It's going to be a bit of a weird one. I could, of course, go with the wildcard now to get boat out, so that'd be 3 extra points, but then I'm going to float quite a few coins, actually, so it's not really worth it.
If the ring won't come
Unless he has 6 damage here, but I don't think that's possible at this stage. So I think our last play will be really big with this Graden. Should be enough to win us the game, I think. We'll see what his last card is. Triss, okay, that's pretty close to killing Jackal.
I will not let this become a second
Pretty close, but not it. So we could have actually killed the morale. That probably would have been good for him. But obviously he couldn't have known that to be the case. And this is a really big play on the fallible, like for real. So we're going to get 7 coins basically from this. So we can go, yeah, spend, bam, bam.
The church welcomes
Boom.
all.
Oh man, yeah, it's really not even too close at all. Not bad at all. Graden power is definitely there, provided you hit the right target with it. Can be a bit awkward, as you saw there. The Saul was not getting as much value as it would in something like Blood Money or Jackpot, but makes up for it with that Graden value, I guess. Anyhow, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Do remember to subscribe if you want more videos, of course. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.